What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about my top 10 favorite Iron Man suits. I will be talking about some from comics, some from movies. It's going to be a little bit of a mixture. So with that being said, before we get started, this was requested by Fjdjd, or that for short. So let's go ahead and get started. So, number 10. Ultimate Iron Man. So this is a costume that I really like this suit. It's mostly because it's different. It's not like, you know, because Iron Man has a lot of suits that are very similar. I feel like a lot of his suits are really similar, and I feel like they don't really change it up too much. But when they do change it up, they got some really cool ideas. I like how this one's just more of like a bigger suit. It's not like a full body suit. It's more of like a, well, it is a full body suit, but it makes him look taller. It's just a bigger suit, but it's not too big. Like, for example, the Hulkbuster. It's kind of like a not too big, not too small, good size suit. Really like the suit. It really makes him stand taller. So I really like this one. So moving. On. Number 9. Silver Sentry I always kind of mix up the name. I just call it Silver Sentry for short. At least I think it's called Silver Centurion. I think it's called Silver Centurion. So I call it Silver Sentry. This one is cool because it's not the classic red and gold. It's the classic. It's kind of like a red and silver. I like this design. It's really simple, but yet it's very stylish too. I like the way that they did this. I really like that design a lot. So moving on to my number 8. This is the classic red and gold suit. This is from the movie version, of course. He has a lot of red and gold suits, so I decided to go with a suit that, you know, again, looked the coolest to me. So I picked the red and gold from the movie, of course. So I always like I really like this suit. I actually like the original Iron Man suit from the movies a lot more than some of the newer ones, like the nanite suit from the Infinity War and Endgame, and you know, I wasn't a big fan of those suits. I thought they were kind of, I thought they were cool, but I thought that the suit design itself, I don't know, just the slick design wasn't really appealing to me. I always like it when Iron Man has bulky parts of armor on his, you know, that he's wearing his armor. I always thought that was a cooler way to show off his armor when he has the bulkiness on the suit. I always like that a lot more, and that's what shows with the red and gold. So yeah, I like that one a lot. So moving on to my number 7, which is the Superior Iron Man suit. Now this one is from the comics. This one, I believe, was I don't remember who was writing this book. But I'm pretty sure that this suit it's basically nanites. So the Superior Iron Man suit is nanites, essentially. At least I think it's nanites. I could be wrong, could be mistaken. But you can correct me if you want in the comments. But this suit is like a liquidized armor. It's like a liquid, and then it like hardens on him and forms a suit. So that's basically what this is. So it's really, really cool, slick design. I really like the design. It's like an all-silver suit, which I like. It's like a silver blue. I really like it. It's cool. It's slick. I like it. Okay, so moving on to my number 6, which is from another movie, which is the Suitcase suit he gets. I think people call this Mark V. I believe that's what people call this suit, but the Suitcase, the basic Suitcase suit. I like it. I like how it's like red, and again, it's got the silver, but it's not like the Silver Sentry suit where the silver just kind of replaces the gold. It like kind of like it's kind of like all over the body. Like it kind of forms a line on the body. I like the different design they did with the color patterning and the armor placements design. They always do. They always make the movie version extremely detailed. I think that was probably why I put the movie versions on here as much as I did, because it's really cool to see them, like, you know, you get to see all the little spots where the armor pieces are, and you get to see like you get to see more of the detail on the suit. I always like that a lot. I'm glad that's probably a reason why I have this so far up on the top of the list. So moving on to my number 5, the Mark I. I was originally gonna maybe put the comic book version here, but I decided to go with the movie version because I like how it's more detailed. I like how you get to see like all the little details on the suit, because if you go back and you look at the classic Mark I, not a lot of detail. It's just mostly a full body silver suit for him. Of course, I love that suit, but you know, I really like the new way they designed the Mark I suit in the movies. So like that one a little bit more. So moving on to my number 4 is the Hulkbuster, but not the Hulkbuster from the movies, from the comics, because I like the one from the comics a little bit more. I like the design more. I like the way it's more. I like I just like the shape of it more. I feel like in the movies they were like too bulky, but yet the Hulkbuster shouldn't be too bulky. The Hulkbuster should be kind of slick, but not too slick. It should be bulky, but it shouldn't be too slick, but it should be a little slick. So I think that's why I like the comic book version a little bit more, just simply because, you know, I like the way it looks more. I like the chest piece more. I like the arms and the body type shape more. I like that design more than the movie version. All right, so moving on to my number 3 is, of course, I got the classic. I have to put the classic on here, the classic red and gold. You know, it's really cool. It's a really cool design. You know, I mean, I know it doesn't have like all the cool armor pieces like I like to have on an Iron Man suit. You know, but the classic face plate mask and the round arm pieces on the sides, and it's classy. It's classic Iron Man. It's awesome. It's really good. I had to put it on here. So moving on to my number 2 is the Extremis armor. So this is another comic book version, another comic book Iron Man armor. I was hoping that they would do something like this. They kind of do this costume in the movies, but they kind of keep the faceplate the same. The faceplate is obviously a little different, and the suit is a little bit more of a slicker look. It's also, again, you go for that superhero look. It's more like toned. Like the upper body's really bulky, and then like the tone is there, like it's slick. And then like the armor pads are armored, but they're like kind of curved. like on the sides, and then he's got the classic triangle, the really classic triangle arc reactor chest piece on that suit, which is really cool. And I'm pretty sure that the Extremis armor is also cool for another reason, which is that it actually uses a different power source than the arc reactor. It uses something called Extremis, which is a different, again, my comic book lore of Iron Man is really vague, but basically Extremis is basically another power source that he uses for his Iron Man suit instead of the classic arc reactor. Obviously because in the comics, well, obviously in the comics he uses the arc reactor to keep him alive with the suit, but like I'm pretty sure the Extremis suit is a little different when it comes to using the power of the arc reactor in the Extremis versus his normal suits, like the classic where he would need the armor to survive. I think that was one of the biggest differences with the movies and the comics, is when he put the suit on in the comics, it kept him alive. But then we had something like Iron Man 2 where it was like, oh, it was killing him. So they did this little bait and switch thing. But in the comics, he uses that suit to literally stay alive because of the arc reactor. So yeah. Moving on to my number 1, which is Mark 42. This is another movie version. So yeah, Mark 42 is my favorite because it does something. It's not the color. It's not the, you know, it's none of that. It's not the color design. It's not, you know, it's not that. What it is it's the idea that he can like have all these different armored pieces just kind of like launch at him and just connect to the right pieces of his body. I love that. That is probably my favorite suit ever. Just simply because look, I know a lot of people don't like Iron Man 3. That's fine. That's fair. You know, whatever. Me, I like Iron Man 3 a little bit more just simply because of the Mark 42 suit. I wish they used the Mark 42 suit more because the Mark 42 suit it's really cool. I like the idea that literally the pieces just come to him and they just form the suit. You know, the headpiece too. I love the joke when like it hits him in the face. He's like, not in the face, and he just catches it. I love that a lot. So yeah, Mark 42, my favorite Iron Man suit. Let me know what your guys' favorite Iron Man suits are in the comments below. Until then, guys, thank you for watching, and I'm out of here. Up, and away. See you guys.